Hey guys, in this video we will see how to track your inbound call campaign with the help of Trackdrive. Now Trackdrive is one of the leading call tracking platform that provides you with everything you need to set up to track, manage and optimize your call marketing campaigns so that you can generate high quality calls and more conversions for your buyers. So let's see how we can set up and start tracking our calls with the help of Trackdrive. Before getting started, we will see what our basic call flow looks like. So in order to start your pay-per-call marketing campaign, you need to have a website. Then you need to have a unique tracking number so that you can track your calls. And then you have to place that tracking number and website in the ads. This is just a sample call ads that we set up on Google. Once your ads are live, you start getting calls which are then transferred to the buyer in real time with the help of call tracking platform. So we have a traffic source or a publisher. Traffic source here is Google Ads. We have a unique tracking number. This is just a sample tracking number. And then we have our buyer or the target. So there are a number of advantages of using our own call tracking system. We can simply set up our own tracking numbers, get local and toll-free numbers for tracking data and routing calls. We can route calls to our desired targets, create dynamic routing plan for the campaign to forward calls to the best destination, manage call campaigns, track, manage and optimize all the call marketing campaigns from a single platform, attribute of the traffic sources. So with the help of our own tracking platform, we can optimize the campaign by finding highest converting traffic sources. And lastly, we can analyze the reports. We can view detailed call analytics, export reports and work with the data in real time. So in order to get started, the first thing that you need to do is shortlist a campaign that you want to promote. Here I have selected pest control campaign. I have approval from a buyer named Terminix. These are the details I received from my client. This is their tracking number. These are the call center timings. It's open 7 days a week and I'm getting paid $30 for 120 seconds. Now we have two options. We can simply start sending calls on the client's tracking number. But in this case, we won't be having any option to track the calls. In order to start tracking the calls, we need to have our own tracking number, which we can generate with the help of Trackdrive. Now we will be setting up our first campaign in Trackdrive. This is the basic interface of Trackdrive. In order to set up our campaign, we will go into Setup Systems. The best part is Trackdrive has very well arranged the order in which we set up a campaign. So the first thing that we will do is we will set up our traffic sources. Then we will set up our buyers. After that, we will be setting up the offer that we are planning to promote. And then we will assign the number. Now these options like tokens and IVR prompts, agents and softphone, we can ignore these options right now. We might discuss this in the upcoming videos because these are some of the advanced functions of Trackdrive. For the sake of this video, we will cover traffic source, buyer, offers and numbers because this is sufficient enough to set up our campaign in Trackdrive and start tracking the calls. First of all, I'll go to traffic source. So the traffic source here is pestcontrol.com. I'll click on new traffic source. Name will be GA pestcontrol.com. GA means Google Ads. Create traffic source. So our traffic source is successfully created. Next step is to create the buyer. Now our buyer is Terminix. I will be adding all these details in the Trackdrive. Add a buyer, create a new buyer. Name of the buyer is Terminix. We can see that the timing of the clients are in EST, so we have selected the respective time zone. I'll click on next step. Now scroll down and define the business hours. Business hours were 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. So this blue range defines the working hours. Since our timing starts from 7 a.m., I'll deselect the remaining portion. So we have defined the call center hours. which is 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. I'll click on update. Here I'll define the conversion settings. Since we are getting paid $30 for 120 seconds, I'll add that here. Static revenue, bid price is $30, duration is 120 seconds, and the default duplicate time frame for most of the pay-per-call campaigns are 30 days. So I'll select that. I'll click on update. Here I can assign the priority. For example, if an inbound call lands to our system and we are having 4 clients, now Trackdrive will route the call based on the priority we define in the system. Since we are having only one buyer in this campaign, I will leave it as it is, and the buyer is updated. The next step is to create an offer. So I'll click on add an offer. Name of our offer is pest control. Now whenever call lands to the system, we have option to play a message or an IVR. We can add an IVR somewhat like this. Press 1 if you are interested in pest control, press 2 for all other calls. This way system will only route the calls of users interested in pest control service. Or if we do not add any IVR, calls will simply connect to the buyer directly. So we are not adding any IVR right now. We will keep the flow as it is. Choose an action, forward calls to the buyer. So in the previous section, we created a buyer. Now we will add that buyer to this offer. So I'll click on Terminix. Next step. Now we are again getting an option to set up a payout. Now the payout that we added in the buyer section was the amount we are getting paid from the client. The payout we will be adding here is the amount we want to pay to our publisher, or the amount we are spending on the ads for single call. For example, if your call cost is say $20, we can add $20 here. Duration will be again 120 seconds. Duplicate time frame 30 days. The basic need of setting the payout in offer is when you are working with publishers or you are reselling calls. For instance, you are buying calls for $15 or $20 and then selling those calls at $30 to your client. So we can define those payout in this offers tab. Now it is asking me to purchase a number. The number that we are going to purchase will be our own tracking number, which we will place on our website. And when someone clicks on our own tracking number that we got from Trackdrive, the calls will be transferred in real time to Terminix. And with the help of our own tracking number, we will have access to the reports, analytics, and basically everything which is happening with the call. So this is the advantage of using Trackdrive or any call tracking system. I have already purchased a number, so I won't be adding a number, but I will simply explain the flow. So whenever we want to purchase a number, we have to define the offer. We have to define the traffic source, which is GA pest control, and that's it. If I click on next step, a toll-free number will be automatically assigned to this traffic source. So this is how we set up our campaign in Trackdrive. So we will do a quick recap. First of all, we set or defined our traffic source, which is gapestcontrol.com. In the second step, we defined our buyers. We added the tracking number, call center timings, payout that we are getting from the client. In third step, we defined the offer, which is pest control, and we added Terminix buyer in this offer. And in the last step, we assigned a unique tracking number, which we will place in our website to start tracking inbound call flow. So I hope the basic concept of setting up a campaign in Trackdrive is clear. So let's try placing a test call and see the call flow in action. I'll copy this number. I'll go to Skype, place a call.
At this time, our offices are closed. Please leave a message after the beep. Press the star key when done.
So we can see that we received one inbound call today, and since no buyer was available to take the call, it got disconnected. We'll go into the reports. You can see that we received a call from this number. This is our tracking number, and from here the call went to pest control campaign. So once the data is populated, you will get a disposition report for every single call that lands on your tracking number. So this is how we track inbound calls with the help of Trackdrive.